Flying Wheels. My name is Craig.
I'm German.
And this is a really fun one. These are one of these videos that I really like. Today, Germ and I are going to tag team 3 old girls. What do we mean? Today, we're going to tag team 3 cars and try to get them all done in 3 days and then get up and sell them 3 days from now. They're 3 very, very different cars. How do we even have 3 different cars? What, want to tell the backstory?
Yeah, so we managed to get these on trade-ins. They've been sitting around for a few days, and we're going to clean them up, get them ready, and we're going to try to wholesale them.
3 cars, 3 trade-ins, 3 separate times. Now, we buy cars every single week, and you even mentioned it, that the trade-ins have been just kind of sitting around. We need to get, yeah, they're getting neglected. We need to move on these things. But they're kind of in rough shape. One's a BMW, one's a Lincoln Aviator, one's a Dodge Ram, 2500. So today, we're going to get all 3 of them cleaned up, see if we can get them all done in one day. I don't even know if that's possible. We're going to find out alongside you. We're also going to show you the procedures that we use, and then the auction's going to come to us, thanks to ACV Auctions, who we use a lot. I'm going to try to wholesale them to some other dealers and see if we can make a profit on the 3. So we'll tell you how much we paid for them, how much we sold them for, what it took to get them ready for sale, and the whole process that it took to get them that way. My name is Craig. This is German. Welcome to our Flying Wheels YouTube channel.
Let's get going.
Ah, nice. Car number 1, German, you took this in trade. This is kind of a fun car. 335 XI?
Yeah.
Twin turbo, 6-cylinder, straight 6 twin turbo, right? 6-speed transmission. Let's check this thing out. Do you remember what we paid for this? I gave him all his money, I think. I think we paid like $4 grand for it. I love the red interior. I love the 6-speed. This is a pretty cool car. Want to see if it starts?
Sure.
All right, good sign so far. This is X-Drive, so it's all-wheel drive, right?
Yes.
Nice. We got a little bit of rust right here. I don't know if that's worth repairing if we're going to wholesale it. All right, let's go see the other ones. Now, we had one stuck in the mud. Do you have the keys to the Ram?
Yes.
German just got out of the mud. It's been sitting for so long that it actually was stuck there, so we had to wait for a nice warm day to get it out. That is like an 03, 04 Dodge Ram 2500. Hemi. If it was a Cummins, this thing would be worth some serious coin, but it's a Hemi. I think we'll still do okay on it. All right, let's see if this one starts up. Oh man, that is ugly. Hey, good sign. Any ticky? Quiet Hemi. How many miles are on this? 211. And do you remember what we paid for this?
About 25.
That's what I thought we paid too. Yeah, and we've had this for well over a month sitting here. And the third one, German just took in trade, is that Lincoln Aviator way over there for $500. Do you want to start on the Aviator and the BMW? You and I can tag team both of them?
Yes.
All right, so we'll pull them both in the garages and we'll get started. While we're on topic, this 08 Civic is going to be our next video. We paid really short money for it. It has 221,000 miles and it's rough looking, but it's going to be really, really nice when we're finished, and it's tax season really, really soon. So this car coming up, we're going to bring this back to life, and that is a perfect tax season car. Next, we have the Lincoln Aviator. Let's see if it starts on its own. Remote start. Oh, it lights up. That's a good sign. Let's see. Come on, baby. I got nothing. Oh, yeah. Oh, I shut it off. I never know if it's hold once or push and hold. Lock, hold. Stupid remote starters. They usually have a code back here that tells you what to do, and this one doesn't. Will it start? I think so. Oh, beautiful. All right, German likes to tackle the outside. I like the insides. I feel like I enjoy doing interior work more, and this isn't so bad. This red's in good shape. I'm going to condition the leather, clean it, and we're going to degrease everything. This is pretty gross, actually. The guy smoked mad Philly blunts in here. But this car isn't so bad. What you have to remember in BMWs and Audis, these seats fold out, so you have to clean inside the inserts too. So this will be a fun one to detail. And then the Aviator is actually pretty good. This car's, I don't know, something I almost feel like we shouldn't wholesale. Wow, this car's really nice. Obviously, this guy cared a little bit. He put carpets down everywhere. Oh, that's awesome. All right, I'll tackle the inside of this one. First thing we're gonna do is take out the trash and the floor mats and see what we're really working with. Oh, those carpets are really clean. This car is gonna be fairly easy for us to work on. I love when people use floor mats. Now that the floor mats and trash are out, we get to finally see what we're actually working with. And it's really not that bad. So I'm gonna vacuum everything. Then I'm gonna blow it all out, And then we're gonna degrease everything, like all these spots. We're gonna degrease and get these nice and clean. Then we're gonna shine it up. And then we're gonna do the exterior and check fluids, tire pressure, and go through it mechanically. Make sure when you're vacuuming you move the seats all the way up, because there are spaces under here that you won't see. Like I removed all the trash, and there's even more trash once I move the seats up. And then same here, I'm gonna pull these seats forward, and I'm gonna make sure that I clean all of this. And these are things you don't always think about when you're detailing your cars. Also, when I'm vacuuming, I always check like the map pockets and spots like these, because stuff gets stuck up in here. So you wanna clean all those areas too. Now everything's vacuumed out, so at least we have like a clean frame to work on. And I'm gonna blow everything out. This right here is what I use for high-powered air. A lot of these tools you can find on my Amazon shopping cart with links in our description, so you don't have to search around for them. Meanwhile, look at German. This is how much he's gotten done since I've vacuumed the car. That's looks already amazing. Half hour and trash is out. Interior is vacuumed. Everything has been blown out, like all the little cracks and crevices. That's why I like this tool so much. It gets in all the spots I can't reach, like here and here. Now we're gonna clean the inside. I'm gonna soak it first, and then I'm gonna use this tool right here, which blows this same product, like a degreaser, from that, and it spins as you spray, which cleans everything. Look at this nastiness in here. Oh, that's so gross. And after. Now the car's clean, so I'm gonna put some shine on everything to bring it back to life. But for the most part, the interior is done with about an hour and a half's time. Next, I'm gonna put a little wheel acid on the wheels. Now don't let it sit too long, because this will destroy your wheels if you let it sit on there. But it will get rid of everything if you put it on just temporarily. Last up is the exit. My timing is spot on, because I just finished the interior of that. German just finished the exterior of this. We work really well together. We have a system. You know what you're doing. I know what I'm doing. I know how you work. And now we can just swap the two. Perfect timing. He even prepped it for me by blowing everything up to the front. Look at that. Jeez, look how people take care of their cars. Be careful spraying degreaser on leather, because you could really pull all the tannins out of the leather. So you don't want to let it sit for too long. But this leather really needs to be reconditioned. So I'm going to spray it on here, scrub it, rinse it off, and then use a leather conditioner on it. If you look closely into the grains of the leather, you can actually see the dirt in between everything. So that's what we're trying to clean out. Here's a tip to doing windshields. When you spray the windshield or windows, cleaning windows, use newspapers. Number one, you're reducing by recycling, and it's better for the windows instead of paper towels. And then it'll save you paper towels as well. And 1 hour later, finished product. Seats look pretty darn good, I would say so myself. Everything's clean. This is the finished product. This is how, I mean, we could sell it retail like this, but we're just gonna wholesale and let them go. Finished product with the wheels looking really good. Let's see how German's doing. The Lincoln Aviator looks good. German, are you almost done?
Oh yeah.
I just finished the BMW, which means our timing is spot on. Let me see how it looks. Oh, we are so good at our jobs. Awesome. 2 done, and we still have time today. Look at this thing. Now, the reason it's so filthy is because it's parked on the side of the road, so when the plow trucks come this way, they splash salty slush all over the trucks and cars in my front line. So after a snowstorm, my entire front line is filthy white like this. I come in, German's already on this thing, bringing it back to life. But look at the inside. The inside, this is definitely the worst of all of them. But that's what I like. I enjoy doing this. That BMW came out great. The Aviator came out great. This is gonna look good when we're finished. All right, it's 5 now. We close at 6. Let's see if we can get it done in an hour. Just a quick tip. You see all this hair on these seats? You don't see it on these seats. It's because I'm using heavy grit sandpaper and my gun. And as I blow it, I'm scraping it with the sandpaper. All right, I've been slaving away at the interior of this Ram. You'll see it's almost done. But the exterior hasn't even been touched. German is slacking. But wait, no, he's not. He's not slacking. What is in your hands right there?
We just turned in to a very productive day.
That's your bait car. You
Yes,
sold the bait car.
The bait car.
The bait Escalade.
And actually had to tell them about it.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, they were like, can you come down on the price? I'm like, how would I sell you this particular vehicle for less money when I have one that's higher miles for less money? It makes no sense to come down on the price. So we got all the money for it.
We got 2.5 cars done today. I'm an hour in. The interior is like really close to being finished, so Jeremy can work on this tomorrow. He sold the car. You showed the Dodge Dart also today, which was pretty promising. Why am I so swollen? Why do I look like Cindy Lou Who from The Grinch from Whoville? I had bone and cartilage chipped out of my nostrils and my septum fixed last week. I'm so swollen because I've had breathing problems. That's what's going on here. That's why this whole video, you haven't seen much of my mug and more of German's mug, but end to a great day. This is the finished product. I did it in an hour, except the stowing of the seats. I'll sew these up tomorrow, but everything is clean and shine and dressed. Look at how nice the carpets came out. Remember, an hour ago, how filthy this thing was. Door jambs, door panels, everything looks amazing. Back seats, oh, so good. I love doing this stuff. So that's it. The BMW, honestly, my favorite. This thing came out so nice, but also so did the Ram 2500. And then, what the heck was the third one? Jeez, I've done so many cars this week, I don't even remember what the third one of this video was. So we have all 3 cars done. Auctioneer's coming tomorrow. ACV is going to list them for sale, and we're going to see how we do. Maybe we'll make a profit, maybe we won't. I'm really not sure. Only time will tell. So for now, we'll see you in the morning.
Early the next morning.
Well, it's actually day 3 because we finished the cars on day 2, and look it, we only have 2. The Aviator has already sold. It sold like incredibly fast, and we made $1,000 on it. So that is really, really cool. The BMW is finished and the Ram is finished. I want to show you how these came out, and we have one hiccup that's not really a hiccup that I'm going to explain to you. I'm going to start with the BMW. Now you can see I haven't touched up the bumper yet, which I will do. Now this car came out so nice in photos, and I made an Instagram story about it. This is a 335xi. This is the German equivalent of a 2JZ. I guess these engines, these blocks can take 700 horsepower on the stock block. So there's like a weird cult following to these cars, and people want it. All of these are messages on the BMW, and it just keeps going and going and going and going for $6,500. And that is why I'm not willing to take a loss at auction when this many people want the BMW. Literally, it just keeps going and going and going. Clearly, at $6,500, I still haven't listed it for enough money. I am undervaluing this car. So this car, instead of listing it at auction and selling it wholesale, I listed it with all the problems. It has like a clunking in the front end. It needs front brake pads with a brake light on. It has a check engine light for a thermostat temp sensor, a coolant temp sensor. It does not overheat. Look at how nice this leather came out. But apparently the 6-speed with this leather combination and this engine is super desirable. So I listed it for $6,500. Now this truck, look at how nice this truck came out. Now, I'm not hiding anything. You can see the rocker panel, or the cab corner right there is rotted, and you can see the bed. We put the fender flares on to make it look a little more presentable, but you know, it's an old, rusty 200,000 mile Dodge Ram. So this is the finished product of the Ram.
And we're gonna list this tonight for sale at auction and see how we do. The interior, German sewed it. I think it came out, I mean, for a wholesale car that we're gonna just auction off, this came out pretty presentable. So I'll see you tomorrow morning, which should be like right about now with the results. Next day, you can see, very different from yesterday. I'm glad we got all of our cars done because we were able to photograph them, list them all before the snow came down. We're supposed to get like 8 to 10 inches. And now I'm gonna have a video because owning a car dealership in a snowstorm is absolutely dreadful. I mean, it's 11 o'clock. I've been here since 8 a.m. just pushing snow around. And then we still have to get all the snow off of all of these cars. Whole other different video. That's not the point of this conversation. Now, a couple other vehicles that we didn't even talk about in this video. This GMC Sierra Denali has 54,000 miles. It is freaking beautiful. I listed it up for sale locally for 22 grand. I paid like 11.5 for it. I had hundreds of phone calls and Facebook messages on it. Then I put it up on the lift, found a rotted frame. Terrible. Living in New England is awful. Somebody must have just let it sit on grass, which is why the mileage is so low. The grass rotted the frame. So I did list that for sale wholesale. I sold it at auction, and you have to announce that stuff. So I announced rotted frame and I sold it for 15 grand. So I still made like $3,800 on that Denali. There was something else that I sold. Let's see. That Tahoe over there, right here, I paid $1,200 for that, and it came with this snow plow, this Snow Dog snow plow. Now that snow plow is worth $1,500 alone. So I took the plow off, I took the frame, I took the controller, all the wiring, everything out, and I listed it locally for $1,500. I sold that Tahoe last night for $1,000. So I basically have a plow for free. I paid about $200 for a plow, really. So I was on the fence whether or not I'm gonna sell the Ram at auction or if I'm gonna sell it at retail, because I know I can sell that thing for $4,500 retail, but it's really older than stuff I like to sell. I don't like selling old vehicles, especially with 200,000 miles. If it was a newer vehicle with 200,000, I'm okay with it. Old cars, I mean, you're getting into rust issues. You're gonna end up with an upset customer and it's gonna be a headache. So I think I am gonna run it through the auction and see what we can get for it. I might take a loss, I have no idea. I can say the BMW is going wild on the internet. We are definitely going to sell this for $6,500. And most of my cars are retail ready, meaning like they come serviced, inspected, they have warranties, and we ask all the money for them. But sometimes, like right now is our really, really busy season. And if I get a car that I can just throw up for sale for short money and still make a profit on and not have to do things with, I'll advertise it with what it needs, I'll take detailed photos, and then I'll sell it at a discount, but still make a profit. So the BMW, I know there's potential to make a profit and sell it to somebody, private party, like sell it to the public. And I'll just list everything it needs. I'll make all the announcements, the check engine light's on for a coolant temp sensor, the brake pad lights are on, it needs brake pads, and then it has a clunk in the front suspension, so I'll market it that way. Cool. Hey guys.
Hey, back to vacation.
Yes, I work even while I'm on vacation. So with the BMW, I am still gonna make about $2,500. I paid $2,000 for it. We didn't really invest anything but some sweat equity into it, which is really cool. And that car, I know we can make a profit, and I'm gonna list it accordingly, appropriately. I'm gonna tell everybody what it needs ahead of time. A lot of morons on the internet aren't even gonna read my description, and they're gonna call me and ask me what the mileage is, and ask me what's wrong with it, and ask me if the price is negotiable, even if I write what the mileage is and what's wrong with it, and tell them the price is non-negotiable. It's the headache of the business. It's gonna happen, I know it, but anyway, it's still worth selling it for a profit to the public rather than auctioning it. Yes, auctions are easier, but face it, we're in the business to make money. Okay, so the Ram sold last night on ACV. You can tell that I'm not in my office right now. I'm on vacation with my family, which means I was on vacation last night with my family making money with the Ram. The Ram sold for $2,500 after auction fees. So I owned it for $2,300. I only made $200 on it. No big deal. I mean, $200 it's a profit. So we still made a profit. But keep in mind there are expenses. This does not include any business expenses. Now ACV is pretty cool. I'm going to show you how it works. You can see when I log in, if I click on this car, you can see it ends. Every time somebody bids, it restarts at 1 minute. So every time there's a new bidder, it restarts and you have to wait the last minute, and then it gives people potential to bid again. Now last night we set the Ram for sale at auction with a bunch of people around the table, and we watched it count down. And it counted down to 1 minute, and then it got into a bidding war, and it kept bidding for 6 minutes and built the anticipation. It ramped everybody's excitement up. It was actually pretty fun to watch. We had a good time watching it. It went from $1,700 to $2,700 in a matter of 10 minutes, which is kind of neat. And we all guessed what it would sell for. It was pretty fun. So like I said, I made a profit of $200 after expenses on the truck, but that doesn't include shop expenses. So 2 things. Number 1, ACV. It's for dealers only. If you're not a dealer, don't even bother. You can't join. But if you are a dealer and you want to wholesale or retail, super fun app. I use it all the time, buying and selling. There's a link in my description down below to get a discount code. I think you get like a buyer's credit the first time you buy. Really neat. Try it out. I want to explain the difference between wholesale and retail. I've done it in different videos. Wholesale is selling to dealers. I can either sell it dealer to dealer directly, or I can sell it at an auction. So that is wholesale. That is a different license. A wholesale license you can only sell to other dealers all across the country, and you can actually get access to auctions all across the country as well. You just can't sell retail. You cannot sell to the public. Some states offer a dealer plate, some states don't, but you're limited to what you can do. Retail license is like an all-access pass. If you ever wanted to sell to the public and wholesale and get auction access to all of it is included in a retail license. You get your dealer plates, you get your insurance. Really, really neat. Obviously, it's more expensive, it's more work, but that is your all-access pass. Let's do all the numbers, because realistically, the point of this video was about those 3 cars, which is a perfect example of not everything goes to plan. I had a plan at the beginning of this video, things changed, so I have to adapt. I'm gonna make way more money on the BMW retail than I am wholesale. I can't just sell things at a loss all the time. I do want to keep my auction numbers up, my sale percentage up. So you got to take a loss every once in a while, but not thousands of dollars. I'm not willing to do that. Let's check our numbers and see how we actually did. So I sold the Aviator, I sold the Tahoe, and I sold the Denali. The video was the Aviator, and I made $1,000 on it after the auction fees. I also sold the Tahoe, and I sold the Denali. The Denali, I made $3,420 on, which was amazing. And I announced it with frame run. Now the Tahoe, I bought it for $1,200 and I sold it for $1,100 after auction fees. But I also got a $1,500 plow with it. So when I sell the plow for $1,500, take off the $100 loss on the Tahoe, I made $1,400 on the Tahoe and the plow. That BMW with that engine and color combo is wildly rare and extremely in demand. I can definitely sell that for $6,500. A lot of numbers so far. Are you still following me? So now for the grand total of auction profits between selling the Aviator, the Ram, the Tahoe, and the Denali, I had a grand total of $4,520 just at the auction. Now that is gross profit. That is before all expenses, before taxes paid, before mortgage, before phone bills and internet and everything else. Gross is the number before any expenses. Net is the number after expenses. Every month I calculate my net because you want to know what your bottom line is. Now, hopefully that explains the difference between wholesale and retail, and it also gives you a good example of not everything goes according to plan. If you ever want to wholesale stuff, sometimes you're going to have to take a loss, and I want to keep my sale ratio up. I want to have a high seller's rating, so I do sometimes take a loss, but I'm not willing to take a loss of thousands of dollars per car when I have the option to sell them retail. Well, one more update. While I'm literally making this video, I'm editing the video, I hit format. I just got a call from my shop. The BMW has officially sold for $6,400, which is a profit of $2,400. Again, while I'm on vacation. You can't ask for anything better than that. If you ever want to learn how to start your own dealership, whether it's wholesale or retail, I have made a course that teaches you how to do it, the ins and the outs, not just how to get a license. You can figure that on Google. I mean, like, really how to find your location, what vendors to use, the insurance companies, what's the appropriate insurance, all the loopholes you need to jump through. I will virtually take your hand and walk you step by step into a roadmap of success to what I do now and how I did it. It's really, really intricate. It took me a long time to create. StartYourDealership.com is right down below in a link. If you don't want your license and you just want to buy and sell cars for profit, CarFlipping101.com also right down below. Make sure to check those out. Hope this video was informative and educational and entertaining. Those are the 3 things I try to go for. If they were, do me a favor and hit the thumbs up button down below. If you want to see more videos like this, hit the bell right down below. You'll get notified every time we make a new car video. And lastly, if you haven't subscribed yet, what's the deal, man? Come on, hit the subscribe button down below. So we'll see you later. For now, have a great day. Thank you so much for watching. I really enjoy making this content. I hope you guys enjoy watching this. I'll see you later. Hey everyone, thanks again for watching. That circle right in the middle. If you click that, you can subscribe to our channel. Boxes to the left and to the right are for most recommended videos and playlists for you guys. Once again, I always appreciate your support. So thanks for watching my content. See you later.